Hey, what's going on, guys? It's TJ here, and today I have a little story to tell you guys. But before I actually begin talking about it, I mentioned getting a face cam in my last video, but I just didn't know what to do because it does cost a good price, for me. So if you guys want a face cam, just comment down below if you think I should get one or not with my gameplay. Just tell me if you think it'll ruin it or not, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's actually begin with the video. So this actually began in 6th grade. It was me and my good friend Jackson. We were invited by this one kid. Let's just call him Marty. And basically this little slideshow was just funny pictures, funny GIFs. Seriously, that was the whole slideshow. There's only like 50 pictures on here by then. And, of course we would just add pictures on our own time. But, over time in 6th grade, more people get invited, and, by the end of 6th grade, it was just me, Jackson, Marty, and these 3 other kids. And this is also the time where I forgot about the slideshow, and, I just didn't really touch it for a good while. Over the summer, everybody else added to it. I knew nothing about it. But, dun 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 dun. Later in 7th grade summer, it was basically the end of 7th grade. It was in the middle of the summer. I got curious. I checked out my Google Docs platform. Well, basically, this Google Docs platform is ran by the school. So this is the school district platform, by the way, which was very smart of me. And this is what popped up. So there was an email from the school district office. It was actually a clipped slideshow, and guess what it was? It was the slideshow we made in fucking 6th grade. And of course, by then I completely forgot about it, but then, light bulb, it popped right back into my head, and, I was just thinking, oh shit, but at least it was only a warning, right? But the sad part is, that was not the end, my friend. So, later that summer, I just soon forgot about it again. I never even really told anybody about it, but we were getting to 8th grade, and, this was just the beginning of 8th grade, obviously. And, in my homeroom class, it was Jackson, no Marty. It was only Jackson and, this other kid. Let's just call him Marcus. So, about 2 weeks in, me and Jackson are sitting in the computer lab, and I'm just kind of peeking over my screen, you know what I mean? I'm not a fucking stalker or anything. I'm just kind of looking around the library. It's really fucking quiet. I'm done with my project. It was the second period of our class, and it was a Friday morning. So I'm peeking over the computer lab, and guess what I see? I see Marcus not doing a social studies project on the computer. He's on the PowerPoint from 6th grade. He's on there. And the thing is, I don't even know how he did that, because the school district office deleted the original one. I guess someone decided to duplicate it and send it. I don't know. But here's when little TJ froze to his seat. So I'm still looking around the computer lab, making sure no one's looking, but what a shocker. The teacher's walking our direction. So, and I'm trying to tell Marcus, get off the computer, dude. What are you doing, dude? Get off. And he's like, yeah. His eyes are locked to the screen. But, here comes our teacher. And before you know it, he's looking right at Marcus's screen. Wow. That's just absolutely perfect. So, instead of, telling him to get off the PowerPoint or something or give him much attention, no. He pushes him away from the computer, goes on Google Docs, and sends it to the principal of the fucking school. So this is when I just got fucking terrified. So Jackson is actually sitting across the media center now, and I walk over to him, and I sit down. I'm all quiet. I'm like, hey Jackson, I have something to tell you. He's like, TJ, what? I'm like, long story short, our teacher just sent the PowerPoint we made in 6th grade. Do you remember that, Jackson? Yeah, TJ. He sent it to the principal of the school. All of a sudden, he had a he had a blank face. I mean, he was he was a little bit scared for a second. He's a little guy, a little Jackson. He's a little guy, and he's just, for a second he's just kind of looking around, and his eyes are wide open. But then all of a sudden I just start to see his expression to go away. I mean, it's like his dog just got hit by a train, but it was okay the whole time. And all of a sudden, he's just kind of like, "Wait a minute, that wasn't my fault. I didn't do any of that." But guys, remember that Jackson made. I mean, the first time he got invited to the slideshow, he was already posting like 50 pictures on the slideshow on the first like 10 minutes he got into it. So I got real close to him by this point. I'm like, "Jackson, I have one thing to tell you." "What the fuck?" So basically, if you guys don't already know what's happening, Jackson is trying to snitch out on us and try to act like that he's not part of any of this at all. So now we're going into 5th period, math, right before lunch. So now I'm in the hallway walking, and I see my good friend Michael, who's also involved in this little slideshow. I'm like, "Michael, my good friend, I have some really good news." He's like, "Oh, really, TJ? What do you have?" I'm like, I get really close to him. I'm like, "Michael, do you want to hear what happened?" And he's like, yeah, TJ, what happened, dude?" "So, remember that little slideshow we made in 6th grade?" He's like, I think so." "Oh, yeah, that one." "Michael, our teacher sent that to the principal." Michael just looks at me, and he looks at me, and he's like, "You know what, TJ? Fuck you. Fuck you. You smell like a fish, and your grandma's a whore." No, but seriously, he was just kind of like, he was a little bit, scared of getting us in trouble. He looked at me, we just kind of talked about it, at lunch we'll talk about it, one of those things. And, I just kind of left him alone from that. But this is where I did get a little bit scared. So now we're sitting in 5th period, and, I'm just doing my work, and, Marcus is just sitting in the front, just doing his work. But then all of a sudden, the intercom comes on, and I already know what's coming, and it's like, "Ma'am, can we please have, Marcus, to, the ISS room, please?" And then I'm like, "Oh, fuck." And I already knew what was going to be next. Me. So now me and Jackson are out of 5th period, and we are walking to lunch. And on the way there, out of the media center, we see Marcus come out. We're like, "Marcus, my good old friend, my big old friend. How's ISS?" And he's like, I don't even care, bro." "Oh, and by the way, what's that kid's name? Juan? Oh, yeah. Juan's involved in for sending me the actual presentation." So now I'm like, "Oh, shit, now Juan?" Yeah, I look at Jackson, I'm like, we gotta go warn Juan. So, Juan is sitting at the lunch table. We're like, Juan, you might just want to hide yourself because you're in huge trouble, my friend." He's like, "What are you talking about, bro? I ain't in trouble. My king got me, bro." And, in the next 5 minutes, he, all of a sudden I see the principal take him away. So that was fun. But seriously, our principal is the biggest savage because these two guys didn't do anything. I mean, what Juan actually ended up doing is he sent Mark the slideshow, and, he looked at it. I mean, obviously Mark copied it, but really, I mean, these two guys didn't do anything. And the sad part is on the front picture of the slideshow, it says it's by TJ, Marty, and Jackson. But yet these two guys get in trouble. So I looked at Jackson, I said, "Listen, man, I don't even care if I get in trouble. I don't want these two guys in trouble." And I just plain out told him that I'm going to confess to the principal that it was us, if she didn't already know. But what was so fucking savage that got me pissed off was Jackson was trying to be the snitch again and trying to get out of the situation like it wasn't really him. You know, he isn't part of this. Like, yeah, fuck that. So I looked at him at this point and said, Jackson, I have another thing to tell you. So you can either be the big man here and go with me to go tell Miss Goodguytj, or AKA our principal, that we've got into some trouble and we'd like to get out of it, or you can be a fucking lousy savage and sit on the table and not go with us. And what his response by then was, yeah, TJ, I think I'm gonna go with you. So, I asked a lot of people where the principal is, and for some reason she was in the gym talking to our coach. So, I'm walking in the middle of some class going into the gym, and I stand right in front of the principal, and I try to make the best eye contact as possible because I don't want to interrupt her when she's fucking talking. I don't know. So when I got her attention, I asked her, is there a boy named Mark and Juan in your ISS room? And she was like, yeah, they're both just in big trouble, I guess. Said, so me and my friend here are actually responsible for the power slide. She's like, really? Wow, I'm really surprised about that. You two boys? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you realize that there's racial and messed up jokes on there? I'm like, I was really confused because I remember not being on there for a good while after 6th grade. So, I'm asking her, what kind of jokes are you talking about? She's like, oh, I mean, like rape jokes, 9/11 jokes. I mean, these just messed up jokes. I mean, they even added Holocaust jokes. I look at Jackson, I'm like, I don't even remember doing that. And, we thought of some people. We're like, okay, so we know that, obviously Mark didn't do anything. Neither did Juan. I mean, there's still other guys, but I don't remember the name. But then we thought of Marty. And Jackson was just thinking really, really deep by here. And he's like, it was definitely Marty. So, obviously, I could just tell her face. She was really pissed. I mean, it wasn't us. I mean, we're still involved, so we can still be in huge trouble. And she had this really angry face. She's like, you two boys are fine. We look at her like, what? How? We made the slideshow. I mean, we had to be in ISS or something. She was like, no. I mean, these two boys are just in trouble because I don't like them. I'm like, huh, all right. And, we're walking back, so I'm like, I really don't know what to do because we didn't do anything. We actually went up to confess to her, but she was still fine. I mean, but really, we never really got in trouble. We were fine the whole time. But yeah, there's my story about how I almost got into ISS. And the reason why I'm making such a big deal about this story is just because in 8th grade, we actually had a chance to go to Florida if nobody got ISS. So that's why I was trying to make a huge deal why I really didn't want ISS. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe possibly. And I will see you guys later.